Welcome back to another episode of the Switch Survival Guide. You're probably ready for a bit more adventure after all these guides, so today we are going to venture out from South Haven or Herbivore Island, where we've been living, and explore the southern coast of the island. I'll give you some good tips on exploring the coastline with a raft and making sure you don't get sunk by whales or destroyed by any of the dangerous local wildlife that lives on the coastline. We're also going to try to pick up a Hesperornis, or duck, on the way, and we'll show you how the raft leaves behind a wonderful buffet of hide and meat for us to enjoy. And we're also going to show you the interesting thing that happens when you leave a dead fish on your raft and sail away. You get some really fun stuff, so be sure to check that out too. Yeah, I'm going to have nightmares about that one. Ooh. So here we are on South Haven, or Herbivore Island, where we've been spending a lot of our time and doing a lot of guides to help you learn how to do a lot of things when you're living in a base in relative security. But we're about to go back to exploring the dangerous parts of the island, and so I'm going to modify my raft just a little bit and add a ramp coming down here, and that is going to give us a platform and ramp that we can use to get some of our dinosaurs up to the roof of the raft. So we have a garden planted on top of that. And once again, if you've missed any of the episodes on how to build any part of this, there is an entire playlist and a link to that at the end of the video, which will teach you how to do every bit of what we've done here so far. So I think this is going to be good enough right here. I don't want to make this platform too easy to stand on because I don't want wild dinos messing with this area. But as you can see, one of the nice things about having these giant stone gateways on the sides here is you can actually use that as a gate on the top and the bottom, and that's just enough space to get our Doedicurus up to the top of this raft. And he can kind of just hang out here in the garden, and this will serve as a garden on the roof and as extra dinosaur storage. And I want to bring all of my construction dinosaurs, which is the beaver, ankylosaur, and Doedicurus, along with me, because one of my goals on this expedition is to build a permanent big base. And how are there so many Triceratops right here where they're in my... Come on, man, what the... I'm trying to get over here. I'm trying to make a guide. Come on. Alright. I don't know how we got so many Triceratops on this island at the same time to make a herd like that. It's like when I used to work at the front desk at the Hilton, 4 in the morning, somehow there would manage to be enough customers at 4 in the morning to form a line, and I would just think to myself, how did you find this many people who are awake at this time? It was crazy. But, herd mentality, right? So we've got everything pretty well packed up. All of our dinos are on the roof safely, and we've got those big stone walls with the gateways just blocking anything that would attack them. So I'm going to move out a little bit, get further away from the herbivores here, and I'm just going to rearrange my dinos so they don't accidentally clip out the sides, because you don't want to get them too close to the sides, or they could actually glitch out of your raft. I've had that happen before. So I'm going to go ahead and wake up all of my turrets, and I'm just making sure as I'm doing this that nobody is getting attacked that's going to start attacking my dinosaurs. So I think we're in pretty good shape. Doesn't seem to be any large herbivores attacking us. Now, I would normally turn on my front turrets, but I have been across this a couple times and have never seen a whale so far. Now, I've seen other people run into whales here, but I did just do a quick scout on my Pteranodon, and I didn't see any whales, so I'm not super worried about having whales pop up from the front. But as long as you have Plant Species X turrets like the ones that I have, and they are active, they will slow down a whale attack enough for you to stay alive. Now, it doesn't always work if you've got an alpha whale come up from below you. That could actually be a problem, but we should be pretty okay here, and I'm going to be staying near the coast for the most part. So if you hold down the minus button, you get that little wheel menu, and you can hit toggle orbit camera on that menu. And that lets you rotate the camera and zoom in and out using the left trigger and the left bumper, which is very helpful while you are cruising around and can't see things very well. So I'm just scouting around with my Pteranodon just to see if there's anything real dangerous around this coast. And a lot of times we're just going to kill stuff as we go past. And I keep an eye on the top of my screen because it'll give me a list of everything that we kill. Now, a lot of the things we kill, just like right there, it says we just killed a manta, those are going to be underwater. So I'm just kind of cruising down the coast just to make sure there's nothing that I really want down here, because I do want to pick up a raptor along the way, because I feel really bad that I have not showed you guys how to tame or ride a raptor, and we've gone pretty far in the game. Oh, here's a Dilophosaur. So I'm just going to peck at him, get him ticked off, and then get him to chase me down to my base where the Plant Species X turrets will pick him off. So there we go. Yeah, he's just following us slowly. So as soon as he gets in range of these turrets, they should pelt him down, and we'll just keep an eye on the screen here. But I want to check the water and see how we're doing there, because it says we killed a couple of mantas. And I'm just going to pop down here real quick and see what it's looking like. Oh, there goes the Dilophosaur. So now we have a dead Dilophosaur on the beach. You can see just how easy hunting gets when you have a floating fortress like this. I mean, it's just sad. You just pull up down the beach and let it kill everything and pick up the meat, which is great. So we have a pretty much limitless supply of fish meat that's coming. And I'm not even too worried about going in the water right here, because as you can see, it's a really shallow shelf right here, and it's too shallow for whales to come up. Always make sure when you park your raft, it's very shallow water so a whale can't come in here and kill you, because a whale can still sink your raft even with your turrets on if you actually stop moving. And I pulled out the sickle because I've heard that the sickle is better for harvesting prime fish meat, but I just never seem to see any on that, so I'm not sure if that's entirely accurate. But, I mean, check out all the fish meat we've got. This is ridiculous. So I'm going to get that barbecuing up here. And if I can actually manage to tame a couple of the things that I'm trying to tame, we should actually need that fish meat to feed them pretty soon. So I'm just going to rearrange some stuff and give myself a little bit of inventory space. And there we go. Now I got the fish on the barbecue here. And I always like to zoom around just to make sure all of my gates are closed, because you don't want to awkwardly forget that one of your walls is open and have a dinosaur just run into your base. That's like the worst thing that can happen on a raft fortress, is if a dinosaur actually gets into the base somehow, it's really hard to get out. So as you can see, we're just killing a ton of stuff as we cruise past, and I'm running this fast forward a lot because the raft is very slow. Now, right there in the middle, you can see to the right there is a Therizinosaur, and those guys are very dangerous. They look like a fuzzy chicken. They look totally, not dangerous, but they will mess you up. They will just destroy you like a T-Rex. So be real careful if you see a Therizinosaur, and they're also highly aggressive. Once they spot you, they'll chase you all over the place. So I'm not going to mess with him right now. And I was planning to pick up a raptor, and we've got a whole pack of raptors over there. Oh, looks like we killed a triceratops. And we got some water dinos coming after us, but we're pretty safe. I always like to check to make sure we're not in deeper waters, but this should be shallow enough to keep whales out. So this is a nice spot to stop for a second. I may see if I can lure a raptor over here, but check that out. We just got a couple triceratops. And right there is something that's really interesting. This is a Hesperornis, and those are actually extremely helpful. They actually give you eggs, which can be cooked to make oil, and that is extremely helpful later on. So I'm going to grab these Triceratops here, and normally I would be scouting out this area before setting foot on the land, but my turrets should be pretty good at protecting me there, and I'm not too worried about those. So I'm actually going to try to tame that duck, and this should be interesting. I'm putting my turrets to sleep for a second and making sure everybody's on passive, because I don't want to kill this little Hesperornis. We do still have one active turret in the very back, so if we get chased by a whale, we can still slow it down enough to survive. So Hesperornis are actually incredibly hard to tame, but you can make it infinitely easier if you can get one onto your raft fortress. Now, I wouldn't even try to tame this guy if I didn't happen to have my raft base right here, and it wasn't a level 2. Level 2s are a lot easier to deal with. You can see there's piranhas everywhere over here too. That's also something to keep an eye out for. But right here, I'm trying to park the front of my base right on top of this duck, because sometimes as they're just kind of milling around out there in the water, they'll just glitch into the base, and that's actually happened to me quite a few times. So I saw some piranhas around, and I'm going to see if I can get one to come over here. And, well, there's a coelacanth. I'll just try to get one of these instead. And that should probably work. So let me see if I can get... Oh, nope, something's attacking me here. Hold on a second. Oh, yep, there's the piranha. Okay, let me just shoot this guy. Boom. All right. So we'll use the piranha as bait. So the way I usually do this is a lot of times if our Hesperornis sees a dead fish, it will come over to it and try to pick it up and eat it. So let me close everything out here. And I am just going to cruise forward a little bit here. And, oh, that's weird. Okay. So this piranha is starting to kind of drag through my base. Always keep an eye out with that if you put a dead fish on your base. They just do some weird stuff. Whoa, talk about weird. Okay. Yeah, that is, that was kind of horrifying. I'm going to have nightmares about that. So I'm using the X button to pick up and drag this fish around, and I just want him to sit on the very front of my base there as bait for this little duck. And if I can put it right on top of the duck, sometimes he will actually kind of hop into the base, and oh, it's getting crazy again. But let's see if he can do that. He should be right underneath the base right now. And once again, I don't like being over deep water like this, but yeah, can't seem to be working right now. So it works every now and then. It's worth a try when that happens, but I don't think... Oh man, look at that fish. It's got him crazy. Anyway, I don't think that's working right now. There's quite a few Hesperornis down here, but they are reasonably rare, and the best place to find them is the southern coast. And look at that shark out there. He's just flying in the water. So my turrets accidentally killed that Hesperornis, but we should run into some more of those later. And I do see a Velociraptor over here who's been separated from its pack, and it's bright red, which I love. So I think in the next episode we are actually going to try to tame that Velociraptor. I know it's been a long time in coming. Sorry about that. Sorry this episode was a little disjointed, but it was just about exploring, so you never know what you're going to get. But I hope you enjoyed exploring with us anyway. And please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our channel. And remember, if we hit 900 subscribers, which is coming up fast, we will do a Bob Ross painting on the side of a Brontosaurus. So we'll see you next time for a raptor taming guide. Thanks so much for watching this video from the Ark Survival Guide. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can bring you more great guides like this one. Ark is an amazing game, but there is so much to learn before you can really enjoy it. We are dedicated to bringing you high-quality guides, tutorials, and Let's Play videos that are fun, helpful, clean, and suitable for the entire family. There's a tutorial in this series for everything we have done so far in this video. Check out these playlists for more episodes from this series and other guides to help you enjoy your journey on Ark.